Chuck D is one of the greatest hip-hop lyricists of all time, and his group Public Enemy have been inducted into the Rock and Roll and Hip-Hop Hall of Fame. For their entire career, they have spoken up and fought against police brutality and systemic racism. And on their latest album, What Are You Gonna Do When the Grid Goes Down?, they continue that fight.
Mister, I am the law, and you are not.
What you're going to do when the grid goes down is just about preparedness. Be ready for anything. Tricks that governments play. I mean, with, the president and his wife saying, oh, we got COVID. It's just like, just be wary. Days from the election in the United States and the whole world's watching with a box of popcorn. Just don't be naive. Be awake. Don't be asleep at the wheel.
Chuck D has always fearlessly tackled politics in his music, from leaders who lie to racial injustice. He has never been afraid to speak up for what is right and becoming the defining voice of a moral compass in entertainment.
The thing about the Black Lives Matter movement is like there's always been a Black Lives Matter movement. It's beyond the organization name. So when you start hearing derogatory remarks about it, like it's a terrorist organization, even what they consider benign organizations or softer organizations or older organizations like the Urban League, NAACP, they were Black Lives Matter too, because they seriously were vigilant against a society that was against Black Lives Mattering or any other lives mattering that they didn't deem fit. So that's, it's commendable. It's with that stage, with that power comes responsibility.
On Public Enemy's new album, there is a new version of their song Fight the Power, a song that was released more than 30 years ago that spoke about racial injustice that is still happening today. This year, athletes around the world have spoken out against police brutality and systemic racism. In the NBA, Chuck D sees the impact their music and words have had on the generation of basketball players and their push for justice, and says it's about time.
When the top guy actually does something like speak out, truth to power, the rest will follow. LeBron James, I think he's actually reaching a Roberto Clemente, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown moment by being able to say, I'm the top guy and I'm going to have the biggest voice. And one has to, be applauded for that, because in the past there were no voices, or not enough voices, especially when they got the primetime stage. So we just wanted to be able to show that. Not that anything comes to us as leadership.
Lindsay Dunn, CityNews, Toronto.